Welcome everyone to my YouTube channel InsightStack.in. My name is Susil and I am a data engineer just like you. Over the next 60 minutes, we are going to build a solid mental model of what analytics engineering is, where it fits in modern data stack, and how DBT is going to help us in our day-to-day work. Mainly they do in the data engineering part. And coming to that analytics engineering, we have data modeling, business rules, all those transformation parts is there. As I mentioned that some companies have proper analytics engineer role, as well as that some companies are mixing up these things as well, data engineer plus analytics engineering. Okay, they used to have. And the data analyst part, nothing but that dashboards related reporting and KPI, those things are mainly covered by those data analytics part. Something I need to highlight over here that analytics part is that they own that data modeling, as you mentioned here, transformation and all those business roles. The layer that runs basically on that raw warehouse and it cleans the data, structures those datas, and mainly it is used to, but they're keeping those data ready for the dashboards and the KPIs. Okay. We'll go to next slide. Basically, this analytics engineering, what they do, there's a T part in that ELT, if you'll say that extract, load, and transformation we are having, right? So the analytics engineer mainly do that transforming those raw data into clean and reliable and accessible data sets for those analytics, right? It's not about to just like select star from those tables. It's about creating reusable and logical data assets. These things are highlighted and enforcing best practices. When I say that reusable and logical data assets, we are having the things like drive principle is that do not repeat yourself. Okay, so this is nothing but the codes what we are writing. Okay, and we are keeping those things in DBT. We are having that macros concepts are there basically. Those things we are reusing inside our models. The mainly important part is that modeling part. Okay, so that reusable code as well as that data modeling, those things are really required. And the highlighted part, you can see that cost optimization. This is where you need to think about, because any kind of this T we are using transformation DBT, it relies upon any warehouse we are having, whether it is Databricks, Snowflake, Redshift, or any BigQuery, anything is there. So we are relying upon those data warehouses. So we need to see all those things, cost optimization part. How can you enforce all those best practices? How can you reuse your codes, logical data asset? Okay, don't. It is nothing like always to have that select star from and work upon that. Okay, so for this analytics engineering, what are the skill sets, if I'll say that required? We are having that analytics engineering skill sets. SQL is must, okay, that you can see. Data modeling knowledge, especially dimensional modeling, is important to have. Python, if you know, that is good to have, but without Python also, knowing the SQL as well as that data modeling, you will be uh, able to do good DBT transformation. Okay, so for this DBT, similar tools, so we are having like SQL Mesh is there, data form is there, low or no code tools as well is there. And coming to that ML and Jinja, these things will be more familiar when you will work in that DBT. These are nothing but that all those configuration we used to have inside a DBT. for the templating SQL. Basically, that SQL will be there as a template, and you need to configure this YAML files and Jinjas, those things are. And all those things, again, it's having orchestration tools like you can have, if you are using DBT Cloud or DBT Platform, then it is coming inside it. And if you are having that DBT Core and DBT Fusion inside that core, then you have to rely upon the third-party tools like we're having Airflow is there, Daxter is there, Perfect is there. So those are the tools, orchestration tools you need to know. So basically, here you need to have before this batch means before going for DBT class. Okay, so you should know at least SQL, and you should have some knowledge about the data modeling. Basically, the dimensional modeling. Okay, so how to design facts, how to design the dimensions. Those things, those skill sets are really required to start this particular DBT batch. Okay. So DBT, if we say that you need to ask multiple questions. Okay, so when you are doing any kind of a transformation, you should ask some kind of questions like what is your understanding goals, what is your outputs, and what are all those things like what questions you should ask to uh, do this transformation. Those things are what are all those things are important for your team. Those question sets are really required, because once you are having that clarity, then only you can develop something correct. So you should ask much more questions. DBT is nothing but to get some clarity where you are having those essential questions are answered. Like you should ask something related to data, from where your data you're getting, that is source, what is that destination of the data, and to meet your goals, what are all those you need data sets you need. For example, like if you are going to develop one KPI means BI report. Okay, so they need some kind of a data sets. Okay, so what will be the data sets? Those examples of at least you should have that much clarity so that you can create those kind of transformations. So till now, hope all things clear. Any doubt? Anyone want to ask anything? Okay.
Hi, Sushil, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
Sushil, can you please briefly explain about orchestration? So, it's kind of a new terminology for me. Try to explore. Can you please?
Yeah, orchestration tools like we are having some tools there. Airflow is there, Perfect is there. They basically schedule your jobs and coordinate your pipeline runs. When I say that coordinate your pipeline runs means how about that task you are doing? Like you are creating some kind of a con jobs like particular time, daily, or it is weekly or hourly. This job should run, and what basically these things will run. Like it will build everything or a particular model or a particular tags, if you are defining those things, if it will run. So those details we are having some kind of a DAX. Mainly this Airflow works on a DAX basis. Okay, so DAX is nothing but Python code where you are giving all those instructions. Okay, and it will have mainly that scheduling. You can say that orchestration is nothing but the scheduling, but you have some kind of a visual idea where you can see all those details like oh, which one getting fail, or what is the percentage like last run, how much time it took, previous one, how much time it took. Those things, those analysis you can do using that orchestration tools.
So basically, in Snowflake also we can schedule, right? So what's the difference between DBT and Snowflake? Why we need to use Airflow? Uh,
See, Snowflake, you can do the transformation as well. Why are you going to the DBT? That can answer.
yeah, 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 that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, that will go up to 2-3 slides. Okay, please be patient. That is
Orchestration is it's a scheduling tool like a control title job process, right? The same way we can think about.
yes, same way you can think about like control M. You can schedule your job and you can see all those details like when the job got failed and what was the last run is about, how much time it took. Okay, those things you can see using that orchestration tools.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Sushil.
Thank
So, Sushil, am I
you. Yes,
audible?
yes, audible.
Sushil, that role you defined, like for data engineering, we have the mainly concern about the infrastructure. Then comes the analytical engineer, and that do the transformation. So, in that diagram, are you talking about that data lake concept? Like data engineering work is to like consume the data from different sources and place it somewhere, and then the analytical engineering team will pick the data from that data lake and will ingest in Snowflake and do various type of transformation as per business need. Am I understanding correctly or in right direction?
Aditya, you're correct only, but the thing is that these roles are available, and again, these roles are basically available in the normal terminology, but some companies they mix up like data engineer and analytics engineer one role. Okay, those people who are doing that extraction and loading, they are doing the data modeling transformation as well. Okay, it depends upon the company, but as per the roles, DBT is best fits here analytics engineer role. It is not in the data engineer or not in the data analyst, but again, as I mentioned, that depends upon the companies how they are structuring. Okay, if they are mixing up, they need one person who can do the data engineering. The same person can do that analytics engineering and data analyst. Three things they can also do mix up, right? You
Mhm.
can see some project JD if you will see that some thing you are applying. Okay, so they are mentioning that you should know some kind of a Power BI or Sigma or Tableau. Then you must know some kind of ingestion tools like Python or Airwait, Python, as well as that transformation tool, data modeling. Okay, so it depends again on the companies how they are defining their particular roles.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So gathering requirements is important for everyone. So these are nothing but some important questions you can ask before starting your projects. Like as I mentioned, what is your goal? What your team is going to achieve from that particular requirement. Okay, so those kind of questions are required. If you don't have some quality questions, then you can't build good transformation, because those are important to start your transformation, because every transformation depends upon the data modeling. Before any transformation you have to do the modeling, you have to understand your data properly. Okay, then only you can go for the transformation. So the question now is that what is DBT? Okay, so you can see that it's mentioned a tool used to model data in a data warehouse. Okay, so this is nothing but a transformation tool. Okay, so it is basically depends upon that particular warehouse. When I say that warehouse, you may have that Databricks is there, uh, Snowflake is there, BigQuery is there, Redshift is there. So different warehouses we are having. Okay, if I'll show you what DB, I'll show you later. Okay, after this one or two slides are there, then those will be relevant. So when it is mentioned that SQL friendly, okay, so DBT is the SQL friendly. We can have that models in the SQL. We can have the model in Python as well. So if you are more comfortable into Python, you can write a code in Python. And if you're more comfortable in SQL, basically 90% people do that. Yeah, I will share that PPT. SQL friendly data we are having means we have that you know the SQLs. Basically, many people know the SQL very well compared to Python. That's why it's more friendly to the SQL. This DBT tool. It's having that modular SQL with software engineering best practices. When I say that software engineering best practices, you can say that automated testings, version controls, documentation, modular code, CI/CD, all comes under that software engineering best practices. So these things are also achievable in normal warehouses, but there are some problems that basically this DBT is solving. I'll show you those problems. Okay, so you can see here that automated testing is there. If you are using that Snowflake, how can you implement that automated testing? Kumar, this question is for you.
Sorry, can you?
Yeah, you can see that we are having software engineering best practices. Automated testing you can do in the
Okay.
DBT. So as you mentioned that Snowflake inside you can do as well. So how can you automate those testings?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm just asking if you have answer.
So
You can.
see. Usually, so we use third-party tools also, right? Like to do the testing. See, to take the screenshot, we use ALM. So ALM tools.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is fine, but we are having that DMF one concept is there, data quality. Okay, so there you can
Yeah.
automate those things. You are having that freshness test is there. You can do that null tests, unique test, as well as that relationship. You can maintain what are all those primary key, foreign key. Those things are there. Uh, there are around 14 predefined test means DMF functions are there. Those are provided by the Snowflake only. You can also create some kind of custom DMFs. Okay, so those things you can do it there as well. When come to that version control CI/CD, basically people use that Jenkins and all. Okay, in any data warehouse, whether it is a Databricks or Redshift or Snowflake. Okay, they can do that version control as well. Here inside DBT, we are having that DBT platform. We're having Slim CI concept is there. Okay, that will help. DMF, it is related to Snowflake only. Okay, it is not related to DBT. DMF is that data quality part that is provided by the Snowflake, where it gives those functionality. Means Snowflake only gives some certain test things like we are having that freshness test is there, not null test is there, unique test is there. Those things you can achieve using implementing that DMF. Okay, so then we are having that modular code. When I say that modular code, what is your understanding about that modular code?
Maybe reusable code, or else where we can write code once and then we can use it at multiple places.
Yes, you're close. Like how we are writing the normal query like 500 or 600 lines of queries inside a store procedure. Okay, so you're defining all those things one by one. Yes, generic procedure you can use based on logic. Correct. Yeah. Those store procedure logics you are keeping inside all those related things like for one particular revenue generation. Suppose you are going to write a store procedure, then you need to get all those facts, what is there, and all those dimensions there, and you can have some kind of joins. Then you can add your revenue details or something, those extra columns. Then all those things you are compacting inside that store procedure. Okay. Instead of having some kind of 500 or 600 line of those massive codes, okay, you can write a small models inside DBT. When I say that small models, like whatever 500 line codes is doing inside one store procedure, you can divide those things to multiple models, and you can utilize those things inside DBT. And the CI/CD part, as you all know, that we are having that continuous integration and deployment that change through the review process. Like if you are going to develop some kind of a code and it is inside that GitHub, right? So you need to create some kind of a feature branch. You need to implement your particular work to be done. Then you just check in or push the codes, and then it is reviewed by whoever your tech lead or whoever is that administrator, whoever is there. Okay, so they need to review that one. Then they will merge that one. So that kind of details you have inside a normal Snowflake or Databricks using Jenkins or something tool you can utilize. But DBT gives that facility inside only. You don't have to depend upon any kind of other tools. Okay, that we can do. So the thing is that what are all those things we discussed about? Those things are also achievable with other things as I mentioned that version control and CI/CD. You need to depend upon the other third-party tools. We are having that documentation. Normally, after this AI tools came up, it helps a lot to create the documentation. It can summarize you what is the table data are there, what are the column level summarization it can do. But what DBT does is that when you are doing any kind of a DBT run or a DBT build you are doing, okay, so then it automatically creates those documentation, and here it helps you to have that documentation more better way. You can organize those things compared to other way, like when normally in any kind of a project, when it comes to that documentation, how they do, they keep some kind of wiki pages or somewhere, right? And you can see those documents are mostly outdated. It is not like every build you are doing then it is getting updated. Like this some kind of manual efforts you need to do. But here in DBT, whenever you do any kind of build, then it automatically updates those documentation. How this is more powerful compared to the other way how we're doing the documentation inside any kind of tools in any kind of warehouse, whether it is Databricks or Snowflake or Redshift, anything. Okay. This is the important part, documentation part, and as I mentioned that the CI/CD and version control, they are coming inside a DBT cloud or DBT platform, okay, not with the DBT core part. Okay, the next one is that this is what I was trying to say, that what problem actually DBT trying to solve. You can see here that we discussed that test documentation and modularity part, right? So DBT provides inbuilt test things like we can have multiple tests. We'll have that both core and cloud, not only core only. We'll have core as well as the cloud. So we can see those details like CI/CD, how it works, and how the jobs are properly scheduled inside DBT cloud or DBT platform. Then we can see all those things using DBT Core and Airflow. Okay, so the problems it is solving, as I mentioned, the test scenarios, like how it is inside that Snowflake. If you are having DMF, you have worked, then you might have known these things. Or else in DBT, we are having all those test scenarios. They are defined like generic tests, singular test, and some kind of unit test as well. You can do unit test. So when I say, suppose you want to verify some kind of data, you don't need to load all those data and do the testing, right? So unit test when in any kind of development you are doing, so you just need to verify some kind of sample data, like 5 to 6 data. You need to verify whether it is performing well or not. On that basis, you do your unit testing, correct? So same way you can do inside DBT as well. Unit test is there. They are having generic testers. Okay, they can generate documentation automatically, and you can see that how the things here in that store procedure. Okay, basically, you can see the store procedure, how the things are implemented. DBT Cloud for pattern is it is there. I don't have any hack. You need to create another account, then only you can utilize that one. Okay, this one.
So this diagram says that replacement of stored procedures, right?
Yes.
So that means DBT, we can say that excessive logics, whichever we have written in the stored procedures. So we have to, in the modernization, we have to choose the DBT and rewrite the things just to make it simpler.
Yes, so what problems it is solving in store procedure? Okay, so when you are writing any kind of a store procedure, you know that how difficult it is to understand, and how difficult it is to debug, correct? So any kind of issues you are finding out, so how you will debug those things? You need to give some kind of debugging related things, like you can create some kind of log files, or if anyone coming from that Oracle background, if they have some kind of a dbms underscore output inside that they need to put, then they need to debug those things. So when the issue comes, debugging is difficult inside store procedure. Okay, those who have worked on store procedure, they might have that understanding. So
Okay.
in case of DBT, what it does, it is kind of working modularity. Inside modular approach, it is going to define all those models, like inside store procedure. Suppose it is having 10 or 15 logics are there. So for that 10 to 15 logics, it is going to create some kind of different models. 10 to 15 models will create. And the lineage is here. What it says, that lineage, it says that from that source to destination, how these particular models are connected. Okay, so then only you can have some kind of a good understanding of your code. When you go for any kind of store procedure, when you are going for any kind of a store procedure, right? So inside store procedure, you have 10 to 15 logics you are writing. Okay, so then debugging those things are difficult, as well as that understanding that particular code, how from where it is coming, those particular data sets, that is difficult. But when coming to that DBT, you are creating those models, and those particular 10 to 15 logics, you are creating 10 to 15 particular models. And those models are having that lineage, how they are connected with that source, what is the destination, those things you can see. Then it is easy to debug, easy to do the testing, all those things are easy, right? That's why we are removing this store procedure and creating that models, and inside that models we are having those logics defined, and those models are interconnected using that rep. Okay, so from which model it is inheriting those data, those details you can see using the lineage part.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah. So as I mentioned that DBT mostly focuses on the transformation part. Okay, so the transformation when we'll say we can have this databases, we can see APIs, data are there, files, data are there. That comes into the data warehouse. Here I have mentioned Snowflake, but we have different kind of warehouses like uh, DBT supports through that adapters. Like we are having two kinds of mainly adapters. Okay, those are I'll show you after some time. Those adapters. You can have the Databricks. You can have the Snowflake, big data, BigQuery, Redshift, any kind of like Postgres database, and DocDB is there. Okay, so many data warehouse it supports through that adapter only. Basically, it is utilizing that particular warehouse and it is doing that transformation and we are having that observability catalog. Those things are the catalog is nothing but that document how it generates properly those documentations. Okay, and observability, when I say it provides some kind of util packages like elementary packages there, observability packages there. Through that you can see after each model. So okay, so how much time it took each particular model, last time when it ran, what was the time, current time, what is the time, those things you can see. All those particular model level you can verify, as well as that whole build level, how many test cases it got passed, how many got failed, okay, previously, uh, how many test cases passed, now how many it is failing. Those details you can see using that observability. These things we are having inside DBT. And that orchestration, you can see that yellow mark is there, right? So when it comes to that DBT platform, that orchestration part is coming inside that. That is a license version. When it comes to that DBT core, it is you need to depend upon that third-party tools. As I mentioned previously, Airflow or Daster or Perfect, those tools you need to depend upon. So what DBT does not do, it doesn't do any kind of ingestion, storage, or compute power. Those things mainly the power of the warehouse. It is not the power of a transformation tool. You need to rely upon this for the storage, that warehouse, for that compute power, again for that warehouse, and ingestion you have to depend upon any kind of Python tool or Airbyte or Fivetran. Those tools are there. So those things are transformation tool, that is the DBT. Okay. As I mentioned that we can do the transformation. So what exactly we can do? We can create the table views or schemas, etc. We can do, and we can do the DML operations, insert, merge, delete, update. Those things you can do inside the DBT tool. Basically, all those things are comes under that transformation, and you have to do using that model. Inside model, you have to write your codes, and on that basis, it will work. So DBT, when it comes that we have three options now. Okay, so we're having the DBT core is there. One is that previously there DBT Fusion. This thing came up, I think, around 1 year before it came, DBT Fusion. Then we are having the DBT platform. These are the three flavors we are having DBT. So when it comes to that DBT core, you can see this is a free version, and DBT Fusion also free. DBT platform is the paid version. Basically, this DBT core is written on the Python. Then coming to that DBT Fusion, it is written on the Rust. So what is the difference basically? So when you come to the DBT core, uh, any kind of a model you run and all those things do, right? DBT Fusion is more faster compared to that DBT core. Okay, so latest Fusion engine is the latest one for the DBT. Okay, so DBT platform also comes with that Fusion engine nowadays. So here how DBT core works inside, it treats SQL like a string, but in case of Fusion, it understands the SQL and gives your data. And coming to the DBT platform, that is mainly that SaaS platform. You don't need to do any kind of installation and all. You just get a license and then utilize that DBT platform or DBT cloud, we say. Okay. So that runs on the DBT Core and the Fusion. Nowadays, everything that DBT platform only runs on the Fusion engine, not the Core engine. It is the old one. And now everything comes under the Fusion engine. Let me show you that one. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, you can see that DBT Fusion. Okay. With DBT Core, whatever speed you are getting, 30x speed you are getting with the Fusion. And that's why all those components are now into the DBT Fusion only. All DBT platform or DBT cloud, what we say, that comes under that DBT Fusion, not with that DBT Core engine. Mainly all those optimization and speed, you can say, you will get using this DBT Fusion engine. So when I was telling about that adapters, okay, let me show you that adapters as well. Put a data platform, you can see that we are having that two adapters, trusted adapters, and another is that community adapter. Trusted adapters, what it saying that it supports that LRDB, Apache Spark, Athena, Azure, okay, BigQuery, ClickHouse, Databricks, Dremio, Glue, Excel, IBM Netja. So all those warehouse it supports. You can see Postgres, Redshift, Rising Web, Salesforce Data 360, Snowflake, Trino, Teradata, Single Store, all those things it supports. You can say that for Snowflake, DBT platform supports, that is not matter DBT cloud. DBT core is there, DBT fusion is there. Okay, so some part DBT fusion is not there as it came from last year only. You, you can see that single store it supports only DBT core. So when you are learning DBT, try to learn both the things, DBT cloud as well as the DBT core. Okay, you don't know what kind of a data warehouse you are going to work. Suppose you got on a single store and you are telling that I know only DBT cloud. Are you going to work on that one, right? No, right? You can see this Microsoft Fabric that is having DBT platform and DBT core. Fusion is in engine is not still available. All those things, DBT core is there. Okay. Here Databricks. Yeah, so for this DBT Fusion, okay, let me. Okay, this one's a DBT Fusion engine. Okay, you don't have much here. So DBT Fusion is like as I mentioned that it is kind of a engine. Okay, so it is upgraded engine, you can say. What does it mean? Like initially DBT core was there. So on top of that, we are having this DBT Fusion. So here the basic line, like how the code is written and all those things. Mainly, this is using one kind of language, that is Rust language. When coming to that DBT core, it was having mainly Python language it was having, right? So here, as you say that DBT acceleration, you can see that since it is kind of like more efficiency, that engine is having that more efficiency. You can see this one, the details, they don't have much as well.
You mean to say only underlined engine as the change, and it will improve, performance will be very faster in this, in the DBT.
Yes, underline 1 minute. As you can see here, this is nothing but the powerful new engine they are mentioning, right? So any
Yeah.
kind of analytics you are doing, right? So for that, basically they have written this kind of a Rust-based DBT engine, like as I mentioned that it mainly builds faster and do that optimization of that cost. Okay, so I don't have much documents are there to find out this one. So this is actually the latest part. And coming to that DBT cloud. Okay, so nowadays everything is runs on that DBT Fusion. Okay, so DBT cloud comes with DBT Fusion. And the DBT core, we have two parts, like you can show that DBT Fusion as well. 1 minute. I'll show you.
So, Sushil, what exactly changes for data engineer in this? The project, the way we build or develop project is going to change with DBT Core, Fusion, and Cloud, or how it is?
No, you don't have to do anything. Basically, when you are doing any kind of DBT core, you are not seeing what codes are written or how the DBT is going to do. Correct? You are not
Okay.
doing anything. You just run the DBT build or DBT test, then it is giving the results. Okay. But here we are having that DBT versions. You can say here DBT core version is installed. If I'll have that DBT app.
So, are you talking about that? How it is exactly interpreting underneath SQL that target columns and all those get created, and we can see how it is interpreting that thing?
Yes, just a minute. I want to show something. Underlining things like how it was previously having, like how the speed and all those things warehousing support. Okay, nowadays it is more improved due to that underline changes what they have done. Initially, they used to write those codes in using that Python language. Now they are having this Rust-based language. That is one thing, and they are having more support into that MCP that enables any kind of AI related works.
Multiple agents.
Yes, particularly that agents and all those skill sets. Okay, they are having that support. If you are having that DBT core only, you will not have that much support.
Okay.
Okay, so if you'll see that skills, you
In
can see.
resume, we should only write DBT. We are not supposed to, you know, cloud, right? We should only write DBT only.
Yes, so we should write only DBT, but as I was showing that some of the data warehouses they supports DBT Core and DBT Fusion. When they are supporting DBT Fusion and you don't know how to utilize this one, okay, so then you are
Okay, so
not
the
as
extra
efficient.
features which is coming with DBT Fusion, we should be aware of all those features when you're saying it is supporting and all. So we should be aware of all those extra features or support coming with DBT Fusion, right?
In DBT Fusion, all those are supporting as the DBT core, but some things it is not supporting. Those things you need to know. And I will go with that DBT mainly that incremental load. Some parts are not supported by the Fusion. Okay, so some parts are supported by the core only. Those things we can see those parts.
Okay. Okay.
Some features are not supported. Those things you need to go and change your engine to DBT core. Then only it will work. Like document generation. Okay, so DBT docs supports by the DBT core engine. But when you are utilizing the DBT Fusion, you need to utilize the DBT catalog. DBT docs and SAR generate those things will not work out in case of DBT Fusion. Some changes you need to do basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Right at the end only. Still running. Okay. Fine. So as I was showing you that one like adapters, right? So here you can see this DBT platform, DBT Core and DBT Fusion. It is supported by the BigQuery, right? But if you'll use that ClickHouse, it supports only DBT Core. It doesn't have any support to DBT Platform or DBT Cloud, what we say, and Fusion Engine also it is not supporting. So like this, if you are into the Snowflake only, then this is the different scenario. But other than Snowflake, also if we are utilizing Teradata, here we don't have any kind of DBT Fusion. Only DBT Platform and DBT Core is supporting. Okay, so it is basically that engine whatever provided by DBT Labs, okay, for their particular data warehouse. If they are providing that DBT Fusion and you have understanding, then you can utilize those things. Okay. And we are having that community adapters as well. Like I mentioned that we are having that doc DB is there nowadays. It is very famous. Okay, so you can create all your ER diagram and all inside the doc DB. We're having that MySQL support or else that I bet there. TradeDB is there, IBM-DB2 is there, Infor is there, MindsDB is there. All those things are supported. Basically, it works with adapters. Okay, so if you are having that proper adapters defined by the DBT trusted adapters, you can say, and these are some of the community adapters. Okay, so all those data warehousing database it supports. You just need to plug in and work on that DBT. Okay. So coming to that job market, Vajal, if you are learning this technology and you are not sure that whether you are getting some kind
Sushil,
of yes.
like when it says that it only works with DBT Fusion, right? So it doesn't support DBT Core and doesn't support DBT Cloud. Like what does it mean? Like so you cannot run those models connecting via DBT. Like DBT Cloud should support both, right? So we should be able to run.
DBT Cloud is what? It is a SaaS technology, right? I mean, so you don't have to install anything. DBT Labs is supporting all those things. They will basically manage all those models and all those things. Okay, so if you can see for this ClickHouse, DBT Core only supports. It doesn't support any DBT platform or cloud. So when you will run that, you will, in that UI, you open that DBT cloud website, correct? So there, when you are going to do that configuration of that warehouse, you will not see this option to how to configure this ClickHouse. So how it going to work?
So for Fusion, how we will look like? It's the same like DBT Core. Like we need to install via Studio or like on our local machine, or how it is.
You can see this quick start for the DBT Fusion engine. So there are some commands for Mac, Linux, and for Windows. Okay, so these commands you need to run. Then it
Okay,
will
so
have
in projects, suppose in projects, if it suppose for Salesforce, like if
Mhm.
DBT Fusion is supported, then we need to install, do all this setup in our servers, right?
Yeah, those things if it is installed, it is supported, then you don't need to do anything. You just need to use this particular queries. Okay, so you can see that call this things inside CLI. You need to write. Okay, so these things you need to do. You don't need to do anything changes.
Okay.
For Windows, there are some commands. For Mac and Linux, these commands are there. I'll share this quick start. And I have also shared last time how to install that one. You can see here, if I am, you can see here that WSL Ubuntu is here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is running on the Ubuntu, but this is my Windows system. Okay, because I installed this one inside Ubuntu because I want to show that Airflow as well. And for Airflow, you need to have some kind of a Linux system. If you don't have, you need to install that Docker and all. So that way you need to confirm.
Okay.
So, Sushil, suppose like we have one project that we developed on DBT Core, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And now like our organization wants to like move to DBT Fusion. Can we directly run that project that we developed on DBT Core on DBT Fusion, or it requires some changes?
If you need to move to DBT Fusion, first of all, you need to see that compatibility. See here,
Okay.
if you are having that ClickHouse, it doesn't support DBT Fusion. But in the same case, if you are having that BigQuery and your company is now using DBT Core, okay, they can
Mhm.
move to DBT Fusion. This is both are free. DBT Core and DBT Fusion both are free. Only charges are required for the DBT platform.
Okay, so the project we have developed, like different folders we have created, different models we have created, there will be
Mhm.
no change inside that. Directly we can take that project that we developed on DBT Core and run directly on DBT Fusion if that adapter is supported by DBT Fusion, correct?
Yeah, that migration you have to do, and some changes you have to do, like how we are doing that migration DBT core to DBT fusion. Some kind of a metrics if you have defined. Okay, so as I mentioned that DBT core is the written in the Python, that basic engine, but the fusion part is written by the Rust. Okay, so something is not supported by the Rust. Okay, so welcome everyone to my YouTube channel InsightStack.in. My name is Susil and I am a data engineer just like you. Over the next 60 minutes, we are going to build a solid mental model of what analytics engineering is, where it fits in modern data stack, and how DBT is going to help us in our day-to-day work.